So sometimes intuition and data align, and that makes it easy to make decisions. But oftentimes the data and the anecdotal evidence or the intuition
Yeah.
are misaligned.
Yeah.
How do you sort of navigate that, and what's your instinct propel you to do in those cases?
Well, there are a couple. It's a very interesting question, and sometimes, look. First of all, if you're running any organization of any scale whatsoever, it is essential to have data and to rely on data.
Of course.
If you're not, that's so basic and so fundamental. But the data doesn't tell you anything, everything. It doesn't tell you everything. And so, if, for example, it often doesn't tell you about changes or things that you're missing or things that you're not measuring properly. And so that's where anecdotes come into play. And that's where intuition and gut instinct and heart come into play. And a lot of those things are new. The biggest things that we've done at Amazon, and it's going to be true in space for Blue Origin as well, it's true in AI, a lot of them come from instinct and hunches. Nobody, if you take Echo and Alexa, which has been a fantastically successful product for us, it's installed in hundreds of millions of endpoints, nobody was asking for a black cylinder that's always on, that you can talk to, and apps for music, and to turn your lights on and off and set timers. And we didn't know if people would want that. You just have to kind of use your intuition. AWS, again, nobody was asking for that. We had to use our intuition. Third-party marketplace. We've been working on doing cloud computing in space at Blue Origin, because cloud, there's a lot. You get 8 times as much solar power per unit of area in space as you do on Earth. And so, in principle, you could make data centers in space that would be very efficient. So that's something that Blue Origin is working on. A lot of other companies are working on that. But that's not something you can be sure is going to work. You don't know what launch costs are going to be and other things. So technically it works, but there's a lot of mysteries about it too. And this is, I think, when you're talking about invention, you have to be a wanderer. You have to wander, because if you're not wandering, you're going in a straight line. That means you know where you're going. And a lot of the most important discoveries and most important inventions don't come from knowing where you're going.